Yeah, I grew up here on Guam. I grew up very immersed in the culture. My parents really made sure to expose me to a lot of, they just made sure that I had a lot of cultural exposure through living it themselves and taking me to places where there were cultural events happening. You know, I've been to like every lunar festival since it started. I've been to countless protests since my childhood. Oh man, as long as I didn't have to sit down, I was the worst at rosaries. But, you know, I just didn't like to be inside. As long as I was outside, you know, put me outside, give me like a stick and rocks. I'll have the best time, honestly. Easily, you know, climbing trees, playing in the river, walk to the beach from across the street because I used to live in Asan. When I first started doing this, I didn't think that I would end up taking it this seriously. Actually making something out of it, you know? I thought it was just gonna be like a hobby, something I did on my spare time. I would say that I've somewhat kind of established myself as a Chamorro cultural jewelry maker on Guam. Honestly, it came out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting this at all. Well, my dad's always been a carver for as long as I can remember. Back in like the 90s during like Chamorro Nation protests and all of the activism. If I'm not mistaken, like they were some of the first people to start wearing Chamorro jewelry again. You know, like in the 80s, no one knew what a sanahi was. In the 80s, no one knew what a spondylus money bead was. I just always saw this type of stuff growing up because my dad was a carver. You know, found like whatever was lying around the house from his scraps of what he's made before, you know. Like he'll cut a corner and just throw it to the side. I'll take the corner and do something with it. And I just started off also using his tools that he had lying around the house. He hadn't touched them in a while. And my mom's birthday was coming up 2 years ago, and I was like, I need to get something for my mom. So I ended up making her something instead with just some scrap materials and the tools that my dad had around the house. Yeah, super like simple piece, really rough, not refined. Very first piece, it really wasn't even anything yet at that point. I don't know. It was just the one piece, you know. Tried it out. It was good. My mom liked it, so I was like, oh, this is cool. Maybe I'll make something for like my cousins or my grandma, you know. And then I started doing that, making pieces for family, and then they would just. And then one day, my dad was having a barbecue at the house, and a bunch of his friends came over. And they offered to buy them, and I was like, what? For real? You know, like you wanna pay for this? Well, I mean, okay, shoot, you know, I'll take it. Why not? So yeah, that was, and then after that, it snapped. I was like, oh wow, you know, I should do this. I should like try this out for real.